The Supreme Court on Tuesday affirmed Senator Ademola Adeleke as the governor of Osun State. Adeleke, whom the Court of Appeal had overturned his victory at the polls, was announced as the rightful winner of the election by the nation's apex court. Now, joining me to discuss this victory at the Supreme Court is Godwin Adedayo, the SA media to the governor of Osun State. He joins us from the Osun State capital, Osogbo. Hello, Godwin. Congratulations and thank you very much for joining us in Politics HQ.
Hi, Gbenga. Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Now, what's your opinion on the recent Supreme Court ruling affirming your principal, Senator Ademola Adeleke, as the rightful governor of Osun State?
Well, my opinion is that the victory has been given to who actually deserves it. It's been a long way coming. Since 2019, we've been on the race, and today, the 9th of May, 2023, we thank God that we've gotten our mandate officially, backed up by the rulings of the Supreme Court, the apex court of Nigeria. So it's a thing of joy, it's a thing of celebration. I mean, if you come to Osun State right now, you see a lot of people, dancing and jubilating everywhere. So, I mean, it's a great thing. What we've been waiting for all this while, has finally come. So we thank God, we thank the people of Osun State, and we thank the judiciary most especially for not being compromised, Yeah.
Your principal's reaction is, and then I'll come back to you after this quick timeout.
Well, thank you very much. I describe this victory as victory, I dedicate it, to God Almighty and my people, of Osun, because they stood by me and they did everything to let them know that, to let me know that they love me and I love them back. And today has proven it today.
What should the people be expecting from you now that there's no more litigation against this?
Well, it's now to be focused. Even though there was little distraction, we were focused. You journalists can testify to our 100 days in office. I mean, you have seen it all. You went with me, you worked with me, you saw what we have done. And we are not, work is still going, despite the fact of little distraction. Now there's no distraction again. We have all our agenda, our 5-point agenda in the making. You just wait and see, because we can tell you our government is grassroots. Our government is people's government. They ain't seen nothing yet. We have a lot of goodies in stock for our lovely Osun people.
What's your message to the opponents who contested this case with you?
Well, my message is that there's no winner, there's no vanquish. So everybody should come together now that everything is over now. Let's come together and work together and make Osun great again. That's my message to them.
So, Godwin, your principal there, I remember visiting the governor's office a month ago, and I did ask him about these court cases and how much of a distraction they are. And he said the same thing he just made in the statement, that they remain focused. Now that we're back to the business of serious governance, it's been 5 months since he was sworn in as executive governor of Osun State. When do we expect Governor Adeleke to name his commissioners now that the Supreme Court has affirmed him as the rightful governor of the state, so we could get into the serious business of governance?
Well, thank you very much, Gbenga, for that question. Like I said earlier, and like he reiterated, it's time for serious business. It's time to focus. It's time to, govern the people. So the question about appointing commissioners, well, that's at the discretion of His Excellency. I cannot say when exactly, but to give you an inside information, it will be that now that we are officially in government, now that there's no more court cases, there's no more rulings anywhere, we have to solidify governance. And what do I mean by solidifying governance? I mean, we need to have all our elected members of House of Assembly inaugurated as actual members, of the House. So when we have that, I think it will be a good time for His Excellency to now appoint commissioners, that would further boost and drive, his interest, drive his goals, to the people of Osun State. So well, that's what I'm thinking. And I won't be surprised if he actually, appoints his commissioner before that time. It's a good thing because we are solidified now. So, I mean, he can go ahead to appoint his commissioners. But for me, I would say that it'll be nice if we have the commissioners, come on board when our member elects, are inaugurated as honorable members of the House of Assembly, which gives the very good leverage, for governance.
Godwin, how do you think Governor Adeleke's leadership style would differ from that of Oyetola now that he's been affirmed as the governor? And what impact will this have on the political landscape in Osun State? Do you think there were certain things he was holding back on because of this Supreme Court judgment that was hanging overhead?
Okay, well, governance is actually very different, because there are two parties involved. There's a party that is from the People's Democratic Party. There's another party from the, I'm talking about Oyetola and His Excellency Governor Ademola Adeleke. There are two distinct personalities, So obviously, even if you give birth to twins, they won't behave the same way. There will be, differences in their behaviors and all sorts, So as you can see already, Governor Adeleke has already established himself, in governance. He has proved himself worthy as a good leader in the state, doing incredible things in just 100 days in office. I can't begin to mention a lot of things he has done, which you guys can also testify because you've been to Osun State already. Is it electricity? Is it water? Is it the good roads that he fixed? Abandoned projects here and there? Attending to the nitty-gritty needs of, the citizens of the state. So, I mean, it's been impressive so far, talking about his 100 days in office. And of course, there's a whole lot more in the pipeline waiting to be unleashed in the remaining days and years, he's going to spend in office. So, if I'm to say or compare his governance with the previous administration, I won't be able to say much, but trust me, all I want the people of Osun State, the entire populace to expect is more goodies, more goodies and more goodies. The previous administration have done their own best. They did the little they can. Some have crucified, some have criticized them, and here we are. Governor Ademola Adeleke will also do, his own best. And of course, his best is already telling, we all can see. So let's wait for the next 4 years, 8 years and see if truly he will do well, which I of course believe, because I mean, even me as a member of the party, as as one of his aides, I couldn't believe my ears and eyes, when he started unleashing those things. At some point I'm like, how would this ever be possible? But God made it possible. He made it possible. At some point, people started asking, where did he get the money? Where did he get the funds to pull up all the
still a long way to go, but congratulations. And knowing that distraction of court cases is over, he can fully settle down into the business of governance along with this yet to be appointed executive. Now let's talk about the things, the Supreme Court judgment. Governor Adeleke today, a member of the People's Democratic Party, is a beneficiary of the Nigerian judiciary. The independence and impartiality of the judiciary are crucial in adjudicating of election petitions, especially in a politically polarized country like Nigeria. The PDP has in the past said that the APC government has captured the judiciary, that there's no independence of judiciary. But today, they affirmed the judgment that is against the APC, as my previous guest, the APC National Publicity Secretary, said, Dr. Felix Morka. So how do you respond to that? Do you still think, do you think your party's line or some individuals in your party saying the Nigerian judiciary has been captured and is partial and would only give judgment to APC is true? How do you respond to that?
Well, there's a bit of technicality in judiciary because you never can understand where they tend to, get their judgments. Sometimes it favors you, sometimes it doesn't. All you need to, expect is the best from the judiciary. You know, we were in this battle 2019 when we went to tribunal, we went to the appeal court. You know, we won at the tribunal in 2019, you know, and then they filed an appeal, and then they won in the appeal court, and then they won in the Supreme Court as well, you know. So we've lost at the appeal ground, we've lost at the Supreme ground as well in 2019. But here we are in 2023, and like you said, we are beneficiaries of the goodwill of the judiciary, you know. So I cannot say that I cannot give an holistic, you know, view. I cannot give an holistic good mark for the judiciary, you know. But all I can say is that just expect the unexpected from the judiciary. Sometimes it favors you, sometimes it doesn't. We are glad, we're happy this time it favors us, you know. But of course, what else would we have expected from the judiciary, from the Supreme Court? It's the mandate of the people.
Hello, Godwin, are you there? Okay, we seem to be having some... Okay, Godwin is back. Now, Godwin, before we begin to wrap things up, technology can play a significant role in improving the integrity of elections in Nigeria.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Now, I said before we begin to wrap up, technology does play a significant role in improving the integrity of elections in Nigeria. This previous elections, we saw the deployment of technology like never before in Nigeria electoral history. For example, voter accreditation technology, this BVAS can help prevent overvoting and other irregularities. What are your thoughts on this, and what other measures do you think can be put in place to ensure the effective use of technology in the electoral process?
Well, you see, technology keeps advancing day in, day out, you know, so we cannot rely. What's the technological innovations that they put up today would, of course, not stand, you know, the test of time with the technological innovations that will come up in another 1 year, in another 2 years. You know, just like we have new models of iPhones every year, you know, that's how technology keeps advancing and advancing. So if in Nigeria we are to, you know, rely on technology for our elections, for our electoral movements and all sorts, I mean, we have to continue to advance, you know, and, you know, technology is so vital that if you don't use it, it can mess you up. And sometimes when you use it, you have to be careful how you use it. You know, such as what happened to us at the tribunal. You know, there are different ways to this technology. At the tribunal, they relied on the back-end server of the BVAS, you know, instead of the BVAS server itself. You know, so there are different phases, there are different things to this technological advancement, technological innovations and all that. So if we're going to rely on technology, you know, for our elections, I mean, we have to continue advancing. We have to, you know, we have to pay the price, and we have to get it right. We have a lot of people out there. We have a lot of young tech guys out there, you know, who are willing to work and make, you know, Nigeria a better country for us. You know, so for Nigeria, I mean, we have to keep evolving. We have to keep advancing our technological, you know, yeah.
Now, Godwin, your principal, Governor Adeleke's victory has the potential to unite the people of Osun State who are divided along these two major big political party lines, the APC and the PDP, and also to promote development and progress in the state. Do you think your principal is going to reach out to the opposition, and how can he leverage on this victory to bring about these goodies that he talked about, and what are your expectations for the next 4 years of your principal's administration of the PDP in Osun State?
Gbenga, right now, Osun is united, you know, PDP is united, and he has, you know, thrown the baton to Oyetola himself, the ex-governor. You know, he called him severally. This is an inside information. He called him severally, you know, to extend goodwill to him, to felicitate with him, join him in governing, you know. And we're hoping that someday, somehow, he's going to respond to that. But trust me, the executive governor is willing to partner with anybody from any party, be it APC, be it Labour, be it AGP, wherever you are, you know, and, you know, you want to partner with good governance, is open-handed, is willing to receive anybody and everybody who is willing to, you know, make this administration a great one for the people of Osun State.
Now, finally, as we wrap up tonight's conversation, what is your message? What should the good people of Osun State expect in the next 4 years of this Ademola Adeleke administration? Will things be better for the generality of Osun State? Because you talked about the good things he's done in 100 days. Now he has 4 years to, change the lot of the people for the better. What should they be expecting, and what's your message?
Well, for me, I would say the good people of Osun State should expect a lot more things, a lot more goodies from the governor. In just 100 days, he has achieved a lot, and trust me, there's still a lot in the pipeline to be achieved. So I'll beseech them to be very calm and, expect the unexpected, expect several shocks, expect different goodies from him. For him to be able to achieve the little he was able to achieve in just 100 days, trust me, how about talk more of 4 years? So I cannot begin to mention categorically that this is what they should expect. Expect more roads, expect more this, more that. I cannot list them out right now. But
he did make these promises when campaigning. So will he keep to his promises?
Sorry?
He did make these promises. He did make a lot of promises when he was campaigning. Are you confident he will be able to deliver?
Just started, we are focused now, so they should expect a lot. All the civil servants in the state, all the citizens at home and in diaspora, trust me. And right about now, we're actually partnering with a lot of foreign investors that are willing to come and invest in the state and make the state capital, make the entire cities in the state, the entire towns, villages, globalized. So they should expect a lot. They should expect a lot.
And for the civil servants,
beyond expectations.
And for Osun State civil servants, payment of salary, Osun State has one of the lowest IGRs in the country. They struggled financially to pay workers' salaries. Will this be a thing of the past? And do you think the governor will be able to sustain what he has started, prompt payment of salaries and pensions?
Look, see, people just only undermine the executive governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke. They undermine him. There's a whole lot to governance than we think. Yes, there are no resources, but trust me, if you are good upstairs, if you know what you're doing, governance is just like, leading 2 or 3 people. That's what it is like for him right now. So I can bet that this is not a strategy. This is not a way to get the will of the people. Paying of salaries will be a thing that will continue till he is done with his administration, and God willing, PDP is still retained in power in Osun State. Civil servants will basically continue to enjoy in the state, trust me. So there's no such time you will hear, we once paid and we never paid, or we once paid, we stopped paying, or we once paid in full and we are now paying half. No, such a thing would never come up in this administration, trust me.
Congratulations once again, and thank you very much, Godwin Adedayo, for joining me tonight in Politics Headquarters. We appreciate your time. Thank you. You're watching Politics HQ on News Central Television. It's time for me to give you something to chew on after this quick timeout.